you want to express for your father in words. I said I'm gonna do this, and so here we go. Okay. Here I go. Okay. Okay. I just want to thank everybody for being here today to celebrate the life of my dad. If you're here today, it means that you love my dad and he meant something to you. I think we all know what a special person he was, and his life is truly worth celebrating. I think he would hate all this attention today. But I don't care, Dad. We're celebrating you, whether you like it or not. He was such an amazingly gifted human. Can you see his smile right now? Like, can you hear that laugh? After knowing him my entire life, that's how I remember him being 99% of the time, always smiling and always laughing. He was the epitome of positivity. He was silly. He made me laugh all the time. He was the coolest dad. He was the perfect balance of intelligence, humor, and warmth. How amazing was he on that guitar? He literally perfected the instrument after playing for 75 years. Imagine doing anything for that long. It was the biggest passion in his life, along with his love for Chet Atkins. As a child, our home was filled with beautiful melodies in the evening time. My mom cleaning up after dinner, and me, well, I was sitting at his feet, watching and listening. I wanted him to know that his playing was appreciated. You could feel his heart through his playing. Through the years, I never missed a chance to hear him play. I would request, bring your guitar, Dad, please play for us. And when he would, I would record every minute of it. I have quite a collection of videos, which I will post up to YouTube, so we can all soon enjoy. What a privilege it was to be in his presence. As a young teen, I will never forget walking into the laundry room, my dad on the washing machine disassembled on the floor, and him telling me, with enough time and information, you can accomplish anything you set out to do. I didn't realize how much his life would embody that statement. He truly lived out this belief by taking on countless, seemingly insurmountable challenges during his life. Is it hard? Sign me up. Impossible? Not for him. Who else would design and build not one, but 2 houses in their lifetime? Basically on their own. Design an apparatus for guitars that actually kept the guitar from going out of tune. Design and fabricate a high quality roller skate which you slipped your tennis shoe into.
Fat tracks.
Yeah, V-skate. V-skate.
Oh, I thought he was fat.
He probably had a different name.
Okay.
But so not only those things, but he designed and fabricated a a fully functioning reverse engineering and digitizing machine that enabled you to digitize points on an object and put them into the computer to make digitized files for plastic injection molds. What the heck? He invented a digitizing machine. Who does that? His list of accomplishments just goes on and on and on. I just marvel at what one man could do. Was there any end to what he could do? Where there was a will, there was a way. When he saw a need, he would simply invent it. His mind never stopped working. The gears were always spinning. He was a literal genius. During my childhood, he was employed at Mattel as the supervisor of their pattern shop. For 15 years, he was an integral part of fabricating Hot Wheels and Barbies, like Justin said, among other toys. From the ground up, carving the first versions out of wood or rubber or composite, which eventually would become gigantic steel plastic injection molds. Over time, he realized his independent spirit didn't fit into the cookie-cutter corporate world and decided he would do better on his own. He established Ideas in 3D in the back garage of our home in Hawthorne, California. That was my dad, independent, headstrong, fully capable of accomplishing anything he set out to do. In those early days, I remember customers coming in hopes of making their ideas a reality. Franklin Mitt hiring him to carve little train trophies and numerous other projects where he took on the job, not knowing if or how he would do it, but he always figured out a way. Like he had told me when he was younger, with enough time and information, you can do it. Because of the philosophy and blood, sweat, and tears, Ideas in 3D became a very valuable business. Not long after, he became busy enough to move all his tools and machinery into a small industrial complex off 237th Street in Torrance, just like a mile away. He stayed in business at that location for over 30 years. He took pride in his little shop. Staying there until 8 or 9 p.m. was pretty common. He always said, "I'm not working, I'm playing." His customers were mostly inventors trying to make their ideas in 3D, or mold shops who couldn't figure it out or didn't have the resources to make their molds and needed my dad's expertise. I marveled at how when digitizing and computer-aided design, or CAD, came onto the scene, Honda and Toyota had to resort to coming to my little dad's shop to make their digital files. Wow. He figured out how to do what no one else could do. Digitized freeform shapes by way of combining 2 or 3 different CAD/CAM software programs to deliver files to his customers. He had a niche in the manufacturing market which brought Ideas in 3D great success for many years. Ideas in 3D became so busy that I quit my job at the bank and started working for him to manage all his books. Those were some of the most stressful yet treasured times at the same time with my dad as we rode the ups and downs of having a small business. Him and I, all day long in that little office. You gotta really like a person to be 5 feet from them 40 hours a week. Those days were some of the most precious moments with my dad. I love those days. And then I started having kids. Jeremy was in his baby seat on my desk for about 9 months, and I said, "Dad, I have to go home." So I did work from home for him after that. So I felt so fortunate that 20 years ago, we coincidentally ended up buying this house 1.1 miles away from my dad and Celia. We enjoyed years and years of Dan's famous Sunday dinners. We have hundreds of pictures at the table to prove it. Dan, we need to make a video of just the dinner pictures.
I know.
Because my dad was so silly. He would sit at the end here and he would do something silly every single time. We need to make just like a montage of that. Those were the sweet times we had around the table where my kids got to know their grandpa, and Dan and him enjoyed their rusty nails. These are the moments I will treasure forever, where we would talk about life and how Grandpa viewed things. Where my kids got to hear all his Reynaldisms and the meaning of life. On so many occasions, I would just swell with thankfulness and pride as I watched my family soak up his wisdom. Thank you, Dan, for making all those precious meals and memories possible. That's just one of the many reasons he called you Super Dan. He loved Dan so much. Okay. Another perk of living so close to him was able to take him to his doctor's appointments and having so much bonus dad time with him. 10 years ago, he survived non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. Then in 2017, he underwent quadruple bypass heart surgery. What a fighter. Nothing was going to stop that little French Canadian. through all the chemo treatments and doctor's appointments, it just felt natural to be with him. He was so funny. On the way to appointments, he would complain about how he doesn't trust doctors. Doctors are only practicing medicine. But he always had great doctors and always got his questions answered. So by the time we would leave, he would be singing their praises, thanking them from the bottom of his heart for going to school so long to help people like him. He's like, wow, you're so good. You know what you're talking about. That was my dad. He also loved joking around with the nurses. They would crack up and just look at him and go, oh my gosh, you're so cute. You're so funny. He would just joke with the nurses so much. It was so fun. I would just beam with pride, like going, isn't he cool?
Dad jokes.
So, his demeanor, you know, by the time we left, it had always turned around. He was always like, you know, I'm glad we did this today. I'm gonna get better. And I would take him home, and we would spend another 30 minutes at least talking in the car, catching up with what was going on with the grandkids or with Donald Trump. And then we would plan the next time we would see each other, which we always looked forward to. Oh, Dad. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. I may not be able to see you anymore, but you're so much a part of me, and you're in my heart every single day. I'm just trying to focus on how incredibly blessed I was that God chose you to be my father. You actually did look forward to being uploaded, as you would say. You looked forward to it. He was talking about it a lot in the past year. He says, I can't wait to be uploaded, is what he was saying. So, I want to ask him, how is it up there? Are you exploring the universe, finding the answers to all the questions you always wanted to know? Are you with Grandma? Give her a hug for me. I miss her so much too. Are you playing duets with Chet Atkins with the angels? I know the angels are just in awe, as we all were. You did tell me a few weeks ago that when I get to heaven, you will be waiting for me along with Jesus with open arms. What a happy day that will be to be with you again. Until then, Super Dan will take care of me and the family. And we all love you so very much. Until I see you again. Hello.
He used to say that. Good job, Mishy.
Thank you.
You did.